the ground what's going on rather than allowing us to just inform you watching the stream back home what's going on. But we're near a kick-off here, and I think South Hobart will be the better team. I think I'd expect to see them dominating possession today. They're going to have to be careful because Lions have got some players who can hit them on the counter if they can get it wide to Vido, Cowan, Watkins down the middle. They've got threats on the counter, but I'd expect to see a game with Souths controlling possession, just looking to dictate proceedings, and they'll probably have the majority of the play, but they're going to want to take their chances because we know what a threat this Lions lineup is. And just as we're speaking here, a bit of rain starting to fall. The conditions getting quite wet, so they could throw a spanner in the works. It is, riding quite heavily. Hopefully that doesn't hang around for too long, but it could definitely change things. So near a kick-off as the players lining up here. Ref Jimmy Wardle about to lead them out. And just a quick shout out here to all the mothers out there on this Mother's Day. A big thank you to all them. I dare say the majority of the players out there today wouldn't be where they were without the support of their mothers. To my mother back there, undoubtedly tuning in on the stream back home. I'd fully expect that rather than enjoying a nice lunch to be listening to my dulcet tones. A big thank you to Maria.
Yeah, big Maria, you are a bit of a mama's boy, Drewster. But no, wonderful work to Maria, and a big shout out to Shaz. No chance in hell she's listening, but a shout out nonetheless. As both teams stroll out onto the hallowed turf of Darcy Street. Interesting, I commented earlier off air, Drewy, I'm not sure about the look of the Lions today. They've got their away kit on, the white with the blue and black stripe, which I do like, but then they've got on the black shorts and blue socks. It's just, I don't want to be fashion police, but I'm just not sure it's really clicking. But they'll go out there and do their darndest up against South Hobart. Let us know how the stream's going. It's coming loud and clear to you. I think we had a few earlier minor issues, but we should be coming loud and clear now. And we're not far from getting underway. Interesting to see David last week deployed up forward. Previously, we'd seen him play down back, and he probably had a horrible day is the only way you could class up against Olympia, but he was pretty effective up forward. I thought he did quite a bit for Kingborough. He's one of those players, I don't think any coach has really worked out what his best position is, but he's a Mr. Fix-It. You just chuck him wherever needed, and he'll definitely keep them honest back there, I think, South Hobart.
Yeah, he's got the tools, certainly, to be an effective player. He's probably a raw prospect at this stage, but he can be very effective, and if he does play up top today, which I suspect looking at the team sheets he will, we obviously don't get the formation on them, but we think we got the Stork and Hedge, Galante and Palmer would be the back four, so you'd assume he'd play up top and could provide a few handfuls at the back there for the likes of Dogger Brown and the captain Ludford, but obviously, I suppose a bit of an enigmatic figure is Jai David, but hopefully can produce something out there today. We're just about ready to start now. Both teams in their huddles, very determined bunches out there. And that is just a roar from the Lions once again. And for Damien here saying he's not the fashion police, every week he seems to be critiquing the kits. So I think he is in fact the fashion police at FFT. He seems to be harking on about that every week, more than I'm harking on about number 9s on the back of shirts. Anyway, away from the irrelevant rubbish that means nothing and on to the action here at Darcy Street. We're just about ready for kick-off. Souths will start us off here. I hand you over to the always reliable Damien Gill.
Yeah, a bit of a plug. Hammer time Hamlet. And Braden Mann to kick things off. A fearsome-looking South Hobart attack. Walter out wide and Hunt. Here we go. We're underway. Back to Kemp they go. It's Matt Lewis on the ball. Just takes his time, then plays a lofted ball down the right-hand side, looking for the run of Walter. He's got pace to burn, but he can't chase down that one. A little overshot from Lewis, and it's out for a goal kick. Doug Carew rocking the cap, loving his efforts. And he'll take this goal kick. He's battled a few little niggling injuries this season, but when he's played, he's generally been pretty good, Dunkaroo. He's pulled off some ripping saves. Long ball, approaching halfway. One in the air by Walter. Vil Palmer gets involved, gets a boot on it, nudges it to Dale. He loses it, gives Lewis a touch. He tries to play inside of Palmer, but Palmer gets enough on it. Here comes Jai David bustling into Ludford, but Ludford knows it all too well. Delivers along for Hamlet, who turns it into the direction of the wing commander, Rexy Hunt. Drops it off now for Rogers. Plays out wide for Mann. Early involvement for him. The ever-reliable Spearhead. Plays a diagonal through to Walter. His touch lets him down, lets in Dale. He moves it on quickly, finds for Dow. A little bit of work to do for Palmer, but he tracks it down. Down the line it goes. Streams past Vidal and comes to Brown. Yet again, he tries a long ball forward for the run of Hamlet. Is never going to run onto it, though, and it's a Duncan goal kick.
So the man sporting the cap will go again. A bit of sun there directly in the eyes, so not the worst decision from Dunks to rock the hat today. I wonder if we'll see the big monkey at the other end doing the same thing. There's an aerial duel there between Turner. He falls to Jai David. He's got Lewis for company, who sees it out expertly, and a good start there from Lewis. He'll be happy with that one. Lions throw here in the attacking half. They go forward. That's cut out though. Vidal will recover, plays it into David. He'll look to get into the box here. He does well. Just dwells on the ball, waits for support and cuts it in. Turner lays it off, and a great chance here, but intervening at the last moment there. I think it was Quayle maybe just getting back there and defending well. Just getting him out of trouble. And there's a three-way rush to the ball there, and Quayle nibbing in first as David on the ball here for the Lions. They've made a good early start here. David involved with plenty. Lewis plays it out and off David last, and it will be a throw to Souths. So Lewis with the throw. He goes up to the head of Hamlet, but it's nodded out of play there. Defence for the Lions by Dale. Lewis will reload here. He might go back to Dogger Brown. No, go forward again for Hamlet, and again it's headed over this time by Dale's midfield partner, Jack Turner. So a bit of a cagey start here for Souths. Not quite clicking just yet, and again they go forward and nothing really comes of it. And some good hustling there from Hamlet. Sees the ball out of play.
Kingborough, the last time these two teams met was in the Summer Cup, and Kingborough were pretty good value. They went down on the day, but they won the second half, and I think they would have taken a bit of confidence from that outing. They've definitely come with a purpose today, and early signs are pretty good as Kemp picks it up, shoves it across, finds Dogger Brown. He gets racing. Plays it straight into his midfielder and Rogers. Now it's David who has a chance to capitalise on the misfortunes of South Hobart. He picks it up, he runs into the box, holds it up a little. Few South Hobart numbers closing in. Plays it into Rogers. And South Hobart escape with Walter playing for Hamlet. He miscues this ball. Watkins drops it off, finds the big stalk, and Hedge can nudge it back to his goalkeeper. Duncan lofts forward beyond halfway out on the far side. A good ball in the end. Finds Turner. Ping-pongs around off a couple of bodies, and in the end Hedge gets involved. Finds Denny Cohen. He gives and goes. In the end, in congestion, South Hobart win out through Walter. Picked up through Dale. He does well. Through traffic. Can't pick out Cohen. It's won by Quayle. He finds Kemp, who spills it out of play off his left boot. A throw in for Galante. The Italian-born Englishman throws it down the line. It comes out, and he'll have another dip. Just gaining yardage on that far side. We're into the 6th minute here at Darcy Street. A strong start from Kingborough. Plays from Watkins. He looks to receive back, but Rogers is on it. Can't pick out a pass for Hunt. It's Galante who finds his countryman. Dale returns the favour. Nudges it inside, looking for Cohen. Cohen does well, hustle and bustle, gets it into the middle, leaves it for Turner. Oh, it's a horrible deflection off Lewis, and it's goal time for Kingborough. Cruel stuff from Lewis at the back. Little he knew about it. It came in from Turner. It was a ball, I think, meant for David. He left it alone. Turner hit it, and I think Moncur would have had it covered if not for a very cruel deflection off Lewis's left peg and into the bottom right corner. We'll see it again. There was a strike. It was his right peg even, and he's looked to trap it. In the end, it's gone in. Cruel stuff, but a ripping start from Kingborough Lions away from home.
Yeah, he's got his foot position a bit wrong there, Lewis. Unfortunate for him. It's a deserved opener in many ways for the Lions. They've started brighter. South's trying to hit back immediately, but seen off there by Galante. And they'll clear it. But how was the run from Cohen? The acceleration there to burst into the box and set that goal up was just outstanding. A real sharp turn of speed. Showed a clean pair of heels there and cut it back. It wasn't intended for him, but Jack Turner's just got a habit of just getting up. He's a real box-to-box midfielder, and he crept up there. And, well, I'm not sure he fully intended it. I'm not sure he'll even get credited with the goal, but 1-0. 1-0 to the Lions it is. Can South respond? They've been somewhat uncharacteristically poor in possession so far. They've just turned the ball over a little bit too often. Credit to the Lions for their pressure. As Brown thumps this one long, but very hopeful ball. In the end, it might be a good result. It might just box him in there. I'm not sure that's what he intended, but Lions deep from their own territory with the throw in here. So 1-0 the score. Hobart looking for an immediate response. Man with a nice flick back to Hunt. He looks to curl one there. And just wide of the post. It took a deflection though, and there'll be a corner. So South looking to build here and respond. A good response so far. Morton will be happy with that from his charges. Disappointing start, but the goal might have just kicked him into action here as the wing commander strolls across to take the corner.
Quick remark. I reckon an early Kingborough goal is bodes really well for this game as Hunt delivers into a crowded box. Man rises up, and his decently struck header is just wide to the left. Yeah, it bodes well for the game because a lot of the time we see South Hobart get an early goal. It's generally good night, Irene, for teams. They just can't climb their way back on top. So Kingborough have been very, very strong at the start of this, and a goal definitely holds them in a decent position. Escalante will look to throw this one in from halfway on the far side. He does so, and it's met by Hunt, who can't get a heap on it. David hustles and bustles, tries to help it Kingborough's way, but it bobbles off to Mann. He does well, beats Galante, lays through for Hunt, who's kept on running. Lofts the ball over the top. It's a beauty for Walter. He meets it on the volley, and it's a shocker. Mann does better with his effort, but it's agonisingly close, just wide to the left. It looked like it might sneak in that bottom corner. Superb effort as we see this again. It was a beautiful ball from Hunt. It's a shocking volley from Walter, but came to Mann, who just stuck out that right peg with a bit of venom and just bounced wide to the left.
He did well to get the boot around that one, man. He's in an awkward position. The ball was just bobbling up. He made great contact with it, just wide of the post. South have responded, however, in a very positive fashion. Looking to hit back immediately here. They're not a team that likes to be trailing. No team does, but them in particular, they like to dominate contests, get on the ball. Chasing games, not something they've done a lot of in the last few seasons. But this year, not perhaps the runaway leaders of previous seasons. Something they might need to get used to. They've responded well here so far. Duncan with the cold kick for the Lions. Just take his time. They're happy to slow the tempo of this game down. They've made the fast start, but no need to play a fast tempo here. They want to frustrate Souths. Header one, and that will just spill out of play. Another throw in for the Lions here. Down the right hand side, Galante. We're the man to take it, as the ref just tells him, stop trying to steal a few yards there. That is not where the ball went out of play. And tell you what, some cheeky efforts I've seen this year. Wasn't one of the worst ones. The ref red hot on that one, Hordle, but Jack Turner does well here, and he switches it, and it's good play. Here's Vidot, great chance. Monk is off his line. What a save! That's a great save by Moncur. Got his left foot to it. Vidot was through. That's a good play from Watkins in towards a dangerous Jai David, and they are under siege at the moment here, South Hobart. This is some great football from the Lions. How's this save though from the big fella in goal? He's just got a foot to it. I don't think there was enough venom on it. I think it was Ludford getting back, might have just covered that on the line anyways. Breaks and Walter turns it over. Jack Turner on it for the Lions. He'll pass back to the big fella, the Stork, switches out to the left, and well, I said they're happy to slow the tempo down. Maybe not. They're playing at a ferocious pace all of a sudden near the Lions as they go forward to David, and he just about did enough there, but Ludford will cover. Quayle with the ball there. In place of Connor Schmidt there at left back today, left off the team sheet. South's the ball around. It's really a contest so far, plenty of action. Lewis now on the ball for South.
Tell you what, I thought it was quite a nice strike from Vidal. Probably not enough mustard on it, but geez, beautiful save from Moncur, and that's why Kane Pearce is in the side. It's got nothing to do with him being up in the NT. It's all to do with Monkey's class at the back. Beautiful save from the elder statesman that is Mark Moncur. Lewis throws in, comes back to him. He lost the ball forward off the head of Mann. It's nicely brought down by Mann. Lets in Hunt. He'll look to use some pace. Good sliding effort from Galante, but Hunt picks it up again from the byline. He'll try and work his magic. Galante does well, gets a foot in, sees it out for a corner kick. So we're 12 minutes gone, and Kingborough Lions in the driver's seat at the moment, putting the pedal to the metal and really attacking this ball game. Deserved lead, you got to say. It's Hunt to whip it in from the left. He does so to the front post. It's a crowded box. Stork rises high, nods it out. Comes to Kemp. He tries. Oh! He does a try. He succeeds. What an effort from Kobe Kemp. Wheeled round one, wrapped his boot around it, and it propelled into the top right corner. What a strike, Kobe Kemp. And you got to say, somewhat against the flow. We'll watch this one again. A defiant header from Stork. Did well, beat one. Maybe some overcommitment there from Vidal, and then Kemp just wrapped the left peg around it. And it went soaring into the top right corner. A scorching effort from Kemp, and it's 1-1 here at Darcy Street.
You could not place a ball better than that from Kemp. Just shimmied past one, then unleashed with the left. That is a superb goal to get South Hobart back on terms. Kobe Kemp, if you don't mind, knowing that left peg of his, and after Kingborough's bright start, back on terms here, but they're going to go right back at him. I don't think that is the last of the scoring we're going to see today. Both teams really threatening here in the early proceedings, but a moment of pure quality from Kemp, not really mirrored there. The Lions the other side. Watkins there, but Kemp has levelled up with a real strike of quality. How will the Lions respond? Palmer plays it in, and it's going to be Turner first to the ball, I think, and he plays it nicely to Cohen. We look to get the back heel, but just read that one like a book there to Kemp. Not Kemp, it was Quayle rather than the fullback pushing up into midfield. Here's Rogers now, who's slided across to the wing commander, who's charging there at Galante, who's got the better of him, and he'll see it out of play. So the points to the right back there. They might be right back under pressure here. Off the chest, says the referee. Hall will play on despite the shouts for a handball. They're throwing to Souths on the left wing, and this game being played at a furious pace here. Both teams really going hammer and tongs at each other, and that is what we like to see. Open games of football. We saw it down in the Den last week. We're seeing it here at Darcy Street this week. You say that about Kingborough. Their results might be inconsistent, but certainly a very entertaining team. After a few struggles against the bigger teams in the comp early in the year, they appear to have settled into a nice groove as Watkins on the ball is fouled, and will take over in their back half. Just a bit overzealous there, Hamlet. Pretty clear foul getting into the back there, I'd have thought. Galante with it now. Cross. It's out of play. So that's Galante there. It was the centre back who played too. Now look to play it directly. They're going to put the pressure on. Ludford didn't really get much on that clearance. It's going to work it out right though, because Rogers was back to cover. Man just looking to slide off the back of the big Stork there, but did enough to get of it. Here is Turner in midfield, but just overwhelmed by sheer numbers there from South, but they've turned it over again, and that's a nasty challenge there from Rogers. Just getting a warning from the referee. I don't think he's going to get a slice of cheese. Just a talking to at this stage. I think later in the game that might have drawn the foul, but being a bit generous there, that was very late, and I must say Rogers a little bit lucky to escape with that one.
Yeah, he should have a little bit of dairy product for that effort. I would have thought that was not his best, not his best challenge. Kingborough just need to steady the ship here. It's been a frenetic start as Dale delivers into a crowded box, and big Mark Moncur races off and collects this in the resplendent orange. Plays forward for Quayle. He puts it into the hey diddle diddle. Comes to Walter. He loses it. Comes to Dale. He's clipped as he looks to run away with the ball. He's down for the count. Walter rather, quick to bring him to his feet. He looks in some discomfort, but should return to his place in midfield. Quayle throws long down the line, and Galante just sees it out with a nod. Down the line it comes, back for Galante, does well to wrong foot Hamlet and delivers a nice lofted ball out for Vidal. He drops it off of Vil Palmer. Looks to return the favour with a ball out in front of Vidal. He beats a couple and he's clipped by Dogger Brown. Brown has a talking to from Hordle. There wasn't... I don't know, as we watch this one again, Vidal does well. Well, the bounce helped him somewhat, came off his chest. We'll see Brown commits to the challenge, and Vidal's lofted it over him, and he clips him as he looks to go. I think Vidal made plenty of it, but certainly a foul, that's for sure. I'm not sure the slice of cheese was wandering, and that's why he hasn't entered the ball. As he puts it into the box. In the end, it's ended up on Cohen's chest. Not that he knew much about it. There was chaos in the box, right near the goal mouth. As Hunt picks this one up and gives it to Hedge. He nudges through for Turner. Dale lets it run, finds Palmer, who's bombing on from full back. On the outside of his boot, plays through masterfully for Vidal. He takes a touch, he's almost inside 6 yards, but it's cleared from Ludford, lofted across from Palmer, just overstruck for the head of Cohen. And it's out again on the far side. This is exciting stuff from Kingborough, really taking the game to South Hobart. We'll see this one again. It came in, and I don't think Cohen knew too much about this. His eyes are off it. Head comes back, and it ends up on his chest, I think. I don't know what went on there. There's a throw-in for Quayle. He delivers in for his skipper. Puts it down the line off the head of last year's Mitsubishi Motors Best and Fairest medalist, Braden Mann, and into the grateful arms of the Dunkaroo, Big Duncan. He whacks it forward, looking for Cohen. Balls up for him. In the end, seen out by Galante and out for a South Hobart throw.
So South looking to respond. It's been Kingborough have had the better moments in this game since it went to 1-1. And in general, play on the match, they've certainly had more chances. They're playing an exciting brand of football, Kingborough, today. It's been a joy to watch as Palmer looks to launch it up the line. Lewis there to nod away, but it's immediately played back, and Jai David a foot in at a vital time from David, and Turner does well. He just outworked Ludford there. Jai David with some fancy footwork, and then launches one with the left that was always sailing wide, but all the impetus is with the Lions here at the moment. Jack Turner is just man-mountain in midfield at the moment. He's really asserting himself on this contest, as the big monkey will just settle things down here and just say, all right, boys, let's just get a bit of the ball, play around, because at the moment, just a little bit rattled perhaps. It has been a real siege at the back, dealing with it all right. He might want to get rid of that. Oh, Watkins was just looming, just sneaking up on him, just dawdling on the ball there. Was the veteran in goals and almost got out, just got away with it in time as Lions will look to get it in the box. Here's Watkins, always on the ball. Well done, tracking back there by the wing commander. Got a boot on it, might launch a counter, but he's been sold really short there by Mann. And the fizz out of the attack now. That's going to fortuitously bounce to him. Here he is, Mann charging into the box, and the big stalk across to defend. It's out for a corner.
Hunt pretty visibly disappointed with the service he was given there from Mann. As we see Watkins again, look at this. Monkey thinks he's got just plenty of time on his hand, and look at that pace. Just roars in and very nearly steals it. It's the wise old Moncur, doesn't have to guide it out. It's a corner to be whipped in by Hunt here. It's a shocker, but it comes to Brown. He almost has a strike on it. Watkins picks it up. Looked to race away in traffic. In the end, Palmer just goes, let's get this out of here. Helps it beyond halfway. Quayle picks it up for South Hobart. Finds Rogers. Comes off the back of his boot to Kemp. To Hunt, who puts it into the middle. Kemp tries some more. Walters, sorry. Tries a strike from range, and it bounces very safely wide to the left. But yeah, Hunt before really looked like South Hobart were going to break and break quickly. And it was Mann that just, as you said, undershot the ball to Hunt. And it meant he had to backtrack to pick it up and seemed to zap the life out of that attack. Not exactly clicking at this point in time. South Hobart in the front third. As Dale picks it up, plays back with a bit of a spin and finds Hedge. Vidal and Lewis battle for it. Lewis wins out, comes off Watkins and comes to Hedge. He rather panically gets it on the boot, shins it forward almost. And Hunt wins in the air, comes to Walter. And tracking back, Dale does well to see it out. I've liked his game as well, Dale. I think he's looked good in midfield. I think the midfield in general for Kingborough has been very, very sharp in these opening exchanges. With 23 minutes gone, Hunt to whip this one in. Short corner on, but if he does that, Drewster will kill him. Whips it into a crowder box, comes to Brown and then to Rogers, who tries a strike. In the end, it's deflected out for another corner.
No need to kill him, mate. They'll be killing his team's offensive chances enough by doing it. So Hunt to whip in another one. One of these days they're going to score off one of them. And I'm not going to look good. I sure as hell hope it's not here. Here he goes, Quayle whipping it in and easily cleared. Some good work there. Rogers just turned it over though, but he wins it back. Good work in midfield there from Cam Rogers as he gets it out again wide to the wing commander. He's been busy, got round a couple, he cut it back. Beautiful control! And it was bouncing around in the box there. It was a good play, but comes to nothing in the end. Dongan Brown was the man. Probably would have preferred it fell to one of the strikers there in the box. First touch was excellent. Didn't quite make anything of the finish. Lewis has got an eternity here to assess his options, and he decides the direct option is the one to play, and what a ball it is. He picks out Hunt, and good keeping from Duncan. He was off his line quickly, and he got a piece of it. What a ball from Lewis. Just punched right through the heart of the defence and picked out Hunt, who made a darting little run in there. Couldn't quite beat Duncan. It was some good keeping. Just got enough of it to keep it at bay. South Hobart maintain the offensive here as Quayle with the throw. Goes to Walter. He's seen away from it by two defenders. Defending in numbers here, the Lions. Scrappy. Rogers with a header. He's Hunt again. He's been busy in another turn. I've liked his game so far, the wing commander. He's shown a few flashes of quality here down that left-hand side. Really giving Galante a few headaches. As we have a look at the replay here, Lewis just right through them. Hunt has time. I tell you what, it's good keeping, but he probably could have done a bit better there, Hunt. He just didn't quite make clean contact with the ball. Duncan did well to save it, but could have been 1-0 as Hamlet working the ball there. Vidal tracking back will get to it first, but he's turned it over. Back heel, Lewis he's tried to catch the keeper off his line, I think. Either that or was looking for another run from Hunt. Either way, it doesn't come to much. And Kingborough just sportingly kick the ball out of play here. We've got Dean Watkins down. He's back to his feet though, and hopefully he'll be all right.
He's caught one right where you don't want to cop one. Dean Watkins has already happened. He's very, very slowly coming to terms with things, but I'm sure he'll be all right to continue, and they need him right to continue. Back to that ball from Lewis and Hunt. I know they live together, so I wonder whether that's something they've rehearsed in the lounge room. And there was a lot of chemistry in that. And he's whipped it through. Hunt knew what was going on. I just wonder whether, a little hacky sack in the lounge room, whether that's something like that has been rehearsed in the past. As Duncan rockets forward. One away by Cohen. It's picked up by Brown. He does well. Goes out to left, but no one's there. And Galante will take this throw. Down the line it goes. Cohen turns with it. Chips along. In the end, Mark Moncur's there to retrieve at the edge of his box. The big monkey throws out, finds Walter, has too much pace for his own good, and it runs out in rapid style out for a Kingborough throw-in. And Vil Palmer will toss this one in. He does so over the head of Vidal, lets in Lewis, who looks for man, and the big Stork comes across to nudge it out. Ever reliable Stork. It'll be a throw-in for South Hobart. Drew Lewis down the line. Stork meets it with a head, comes to Palmer. He can just bang it forward. It's won by Kemp, but not for long as Turner picks it up and puts Kingborough out on the right-hand side with plenty of space and plenty of options. It's Galante on it. He's got Cohen running ahead of him. He just keeps running Galante. In the end, drops it off for Cohen. And he can win Kingborough a corner and does so. Beautiful work by Turner. He's been one of the real live wires in this game so far. 27 minutes old. And it's a corner for Kingborough. How many corners are we up to now, Shane Train? They're second, and South Hobart quite a few. 5 corners, so South Hobart might be a little bit disappointed with the reflection of that. A lot of corners, and apart from the one goal that did indirectly come from a corner, they haven't done probably enough with those advantages. It's Watkins to deliver in. It's a shocker. He gifts it straight to Hunt, who plays it out in front and gets racing. Here comes Quayle, who just races down the left-hand channel like a greyhound. In the end, he's done well, and he's won South Hobart the ball. Throws down, looks for Hunt. Hunt goes to the deck, not much in it. Turner picks it up, whacks it forward. Cohen on halfway, can't meet it. Brown wins in the air. Hedge gets involved, trying to find Cohen. And it's Watkins who tries a curling ball from the right, looking for the run of Vidal. It's cut off by Lewis, and now South Hobart are away through man. He wins in the air, drops it off for Lewis. Lewis tries another one of his defence-splitting passes, but unfortunately the defence is to it first rather than Ben Hamlet, who's been rather subdued in this opening half thus far, as Walter wins it. Plays for Quayle. He finds Rogers, does well, finds Hamlet. He coughs it up. It's Hedge who plays forward, off the head of Kemp. Vidal picks it up. He'll look out onto the right-hand side. Can't beat Walter, who's back quite considerably to pick the ball up. Cuthbertson cuts off a promising South Hobart attack. Plays for Cohen, who's done well to work back and help out. Galante delivers through, looking to find a hole in that South Hobart defence. Can't. Brown picks it up. Finds Rogers, who finds Walter. He delivers out in front of Hamlet, but Duncan's comfortably first to it, and it's stopped by Hunt, and it looked like a pretty clear-cut handball, and Hordle in a good position, but he ignored. Palmer picks it up in the Kingborough defence. Just measure this ball into the middle, finds Dale, does well, if not for a foot in from Rogers. Finds Walter, comes to Man, far from happy with the treatment he was given. And Hordle has a bit of a chuckle, and play will go on with a South Hobart throw down this right-hand side.
South starting to grow into the game now. It took a little while to click into gear, but they are starting to find their feet here. Starting to switch the ball around, move it around nicely, and put this line's back four under a bit of pressure. They've held up well so far. The big Stork, Cuthbertson and Hedge. Pretty solid defensive pair. There's Hamlet, who needs to lift a little bit. Able to work anything there. Jai David. He's got Dogger Brown for company, but he gets around him and Rogers and then finds Watkins. He's played well so far, David. He's held the ball up very nicely. And that is a cracking ball. Picks out Vidal. Vidal and Lewis one-on-one here on this left-hand side. He settles on it. And he get up and run him. Jinx around him. Puts the cross in, but he couldn't pick out David. They might get a second chance here. It was a poor clearance. They escape danger again temporarily. They'll play it down. They're going to keep going though. Walter, and his ball is hammered into the back of the defender, and now we will get that stoppage. Vidal just getting around Lewis. Lewis has had a very good game so far offensively, but he's certainly got the better of him there with Vidal. Souths, who've been threatening for the last 10 minutes, just put under a bit of pressure. Just a reminder that we do carry quite a threat up top too. And they'll be wary about the threat that Watkins poses. That was a splitting ball that played in Vidal from midfield. Really, when you've got players who can pass the ball like that, it really does open up options. So here is Palmer. He'll play it back to Stork. It's a pretty poor pass. It's cut out there by Quayle. It's almost found a way through to Hamlet. That got through. He was in on goal, but well cut out. And then body on the line there from Walter. Some good work from Dale too. Good football all around there. A real tough contest. So lads just going at it and brilliantly defended there by Walter. Just got the foot in as Lewis duelling with Watkins, who's won out in the end, but he had Kemp covering for him. It's Turner. He's looking confident on the ball despite being surrounded by three. Now Palmer with a surging run. Plays it back to Turner and Lewis cuts that out. And both teams really amping it up here at the moment. Both teams really going at it at a great pace. Real intensity to this clash, which you like to see. Dogger Brown read that one. He knew that ball was going to David, and he won a booming header that's gone all the way back to the box and forces a little bit of pressure there. Did the front man and hastily cleared out of play by Duncan. It'll be South's ball here in the attacking half. Can they just produce something from this throw? It's Lewis. Look to pick out Hamlet, who's really not having the most profitable day up top. It's not quite clicking for him just yet. As you said pre-game, he's a man who can make anything happen really at any moment. So keep a keen eye on him, but at the moment just struggling out there. Hamlet, a dangerous player though. They'll certainly be keeping a close eye on him. So Lewis and Vidal will duel for that. Vidal won the header. Now Rogers flicks on. A bit of aerial ping pong being played. Eventually comes to that man Hamlet. Here he is cutting inside. Was fouled. Didn't go down, but it was a foul. Good decision there by the referee Hortle. And credit to Hamlet for staying on his feet and soldiering on there. But now a set piece in a dangerous area. So have a look at the replay. Just a little contact there from Palmer, and immediately put his hand up, acknowledging he had done it. So here is Rogers. What will he be able to do? He goes for the back post and well defended in the end by Galante. Got in there ahead of Brown. A bit of a set piece. They'd rehearsed there, I dare say. The big centre back on the back post, looking to just flick one on, but he was awake to the threat, was Galante.
I can't believe, Drewster, that this is the same Kingborough side that we saw get absolutely smashed over at Warrior Park only, what was it, 3 or 4 weeks ago now. They a completely different side, playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of bright patches in there, just taking them on. There's belief in this group. The one we saw over at Warrior Park just lacked anything. As Cohen does well, wins away from Ludford. Brown comes across to slide it away from Cohen, who looked away in space on that far side. Hedge cuts off a South Hobart attack, and it's with Galante after Turner got involved. He finds Watkins. Watkins does well. Gives it back to his skipper. It bobbles off his boot, though, and he's got some work to do to retrieve it. Finds Palmer. And Palmer inadvertently sees it out. It's out for another Lewis throw. He puts it into the hey diddle diddle. It's come from Kemp, who delivers to Rogers, and Hedge cuts it off, and a no-nonsense approach just propels forward. Brown will revert back to the big wise old head of Mark Moncur. Plenty of games under his belt. It's Brown drops off for Ludford centrally. Comes back to Brown. It's blocked by David. I've got to say, I just love his work. Hasn't all come together for him in this first half. A lot of ooh and ah moments where he could have almost made something of it, but geez, he's just provided something for them up there. Just a real presence. As we see, this is just an example of that. The outstretched leg blocking it as Walters on the ball. Delivers forward. This might be Hamlet's moment. He picks it and spins with it. And Stork's there to mop up. I thought that might have been the hammer time moment, but Stork did well to get back and support Hedge, who made it pretty hard for Hamlet. And it's out for a throw-in. It's Galante, again, who's had plenty of throw-ins. Luckily we don't keep those stats. Is down the line and seen out by Quayle. Galante again. 36-minute Rooster. You've got to think Colin Robbins would be pretty happy to go into the half 1-1 with the reigning champions.
Yeah, I think he'd be very pleased with what he's seen from his Chargers so far. They've not looked outmatched. They've certainly held their own and they've offered plenty of attacking threat. And they've not been too troubled up the other end. There's not been a lot of moments where you can see they're going, oh, that was close to a goal. They've kept them well at bay as the wing commander chases that one down. He's done well to keep it in. Now can he launch forward? He's got Turner tracking back and he's affected that pass well. Turner working both ways. The threats are not dealt with yet. Again, Turner there to mop up. The wind takes hold of that and Lewis nips in behind Vidal. Some clever work there. He goes down, but the referee says play on. Vidal did well. I think the referee will maybe reach into his pocket here. That was a cynical one. And the fans here at Darcy Street, a bit of a fan of that one. Quite happy to see the slice of cheese just being produced out of the pocket from the referee Hordle, and you'd have to say that was definitely a pretty clear cheese there. Professional foul. He knew what he was doing. Probably had no other choice there. Oh, there might have been players covering, but you could see why he did it. It's a clear yellow. It's a good chance there, but Vidal couldn't make it count. It was a tough one on the volley. So we have a look at the replay here again. Direct ball making things happen. It was Cohen in the air. Probably should have done better. It was a very tame effort in the end. And Kingborough, they need to do a little bit better with their chances. The Souths now. Here's Quayle. I've liked the look of, sorry, it's Hunt. I like the look of Quayle though. He's got some pace, that lad. And here is Walter. Probably needs to start getting on the ball a bit more. We know the quality he's got. He brings Hunt into it here and he plays a fizzing cross across the face of goal, but absolutely donuts in the box for him there. So never going to trouble the keeper. He's overhit that one a little bit as they look to press them now as the big stalk. Cuthbertson launches it long for Jai Dave, and this is what he has done exceptionally well today. He has held the ball up and played that target man role exceptionally well. He's got himself into a bit of trouble here, but he's still working. Legs going everywhere, and he's somehow kept the ball, and he'll launch it long, but you talked about his game earlier, and there's been a lot of almost moments from David. There has indeed, but the real standout for me has been his hold-up work. He's brought his wingers, Cohen and Vidal and Watkins. He's brought those attacking players into the game with his hold-up work. And rangy player, those legs just seem to cover about 15 metres of the grass at all times. He never seems to be out of the contest. If the ball is in the vicinity of David, he's a threat as a man. Knew exactly what he was doing there, just smashes it into the defender, and another corner for South. So they're starting to add up. Their sixth of the day, I think, as they'll look to strike here and take the lead just before half-time. 39 minutes have ticked by here at Darcy Street. Cracking contest so far. Really enjoying this one. Happy to be bringing it to you here from Slice of Cheese. As the ball is played in by Hunt, keeper comes out and he gets a half, tried to punch on it. And there's a pretty unconvincing volley back into the box, and they'll be able to deal with that no threat at all. And now can they offer a counter-attack here through Galante? And Whitechester, oh, nice bit of skill here. He flicks on. Has he got the pace? He's got Vidal bursting for him in the middle. Can he find him? He was well defended. He's going to stay alive. It was well defended there by Quayle. Kemp, getting back. That's a bit of a nothing ball in the end, and they'll deal with that with ease. But again, Kingborough showing the threat when they burst. And they'll settle the ball on. There's Palmer with it. Palmer will play it centrally. He'll find Dale. Look to find Turner. Not sure that was the pass he should have gone for. And finally they switch it out. Oh, it's a Galante. It's not Galante. It's Cohen, and they're in acres of space there. He probably should have got out there a bit earlier. That's well defended. Very nicely done by Quayle. I've been impressed by his efforts. He's kept Cohen pretty well at bay so far today. Now he is the dangerous Hamlet surging forward. He's got three men around him. He'll do well to win a corner for South.
Yeah, good bit of work there by Hamlet. Both Kingborough defenders probably thought it was out on the far side, but as we see another replay of that moment with J.R. David, I'm not too sure what's going on there. But it was well worked by him. Geez, he beat a couple there. It's another corner for South Hobart. What's that take us to, Shane Train? 7 7 corners for South Hobart. Hunt again whips in. It's a nice ball, but it's Cuthbertson who's under it. And there's a foul in the box, so Kingborough get out of this sticky situation nice and easy. We tick into the 42nd minute in just one moment. It's been a very entertaining half of football as it's played forward by Watkins. Bit of a nothing ball picked up by Brown, and he goes, you can shoot a nothing ball my way, I'll shoot a nothing ball your way. And he sprays it out of play and out for a throw-in. Galante on it. Watkins offering short, ignores that. Not a lot on for him. Ends up taking the Watkins option he earlier ignored. Comes to Galante, he plays it straight back into Hunt. He's let South Hobart in here. Man drops it off for Hunt. Oh, it's a timely challenge from Hedge. Did really well to get a boot in on Hunt because it looked like South Hobart were away there. Turner back for Palmer. Plays long and strong, and it's one in the air by Brown, and Turner just watches it out for a throw-in. With Tina Turner, he's had the dance moves in there today. He's been very, very sharp in midfield. Player of great quality. It's he who is involved now. Bobbles up for him and he volleys forward. Ludford pumps it long. One in the air by Man, only as far as Hedge. Puts it into the bullseye. Rogers plays one off the left peg out, looking for the run of Kemp. Unfortunately, the line beats him. He's out for a Galante throw. We're into the 43rd minute here. One would think Kingborough would be pretty happy to sit on the current scoreline. They would certainly have a dip at trying to snatch a lead before the break. Plenty of Olympia players watching on at the far end, just obviously hoping that Kingborough can at least snatch a point here from the Darcy Street. It definitely help their cause. Galante will eventually throw in. Down for Cohen, bobbles up. Hunt, great pressure from him. In the end, almost makes something happen. Does indeed, forces a corner. So something from nothing there from Hunt. And let's see what he can do from the corner. I think Ken Morton would be hoping they can try and wrestle something late. He goes to the short corner. Drewy is just very, very angry. Plays across. It was Hunt who did so. It was Brown. He tried a couple of efforts, came back to him, and then he rocketed a ball that if Hunt got in the way of, I'm not sure he'd have all 4 limbs anymore. One would have just fallen off from the ferocity of on that pill. Comes along, Galante. He helps it on the outside of his boot down the line for David. Comes to Cohen, who does a really interesting chest. Comes down in the end for David, and he finds Watkins, and he tries to really switch it up with a long ball, but the wind not his ally on this occasion, and it's out for a South Hobart throw through Lewis. Long and strong for Hamlet. It looked like a clear handball off his left arm, but play goes on. Man picks it up, drops inside for Hunt. He gets on the left of his marker in Galante, and Galante does well to come across and see it out for a corner.
Corner's starting to mount here for Souths. They're starting to just get a stranglehold on this game. Can they make it count though? So far, a stout effort from the defence of the Lions. 44 minutes of tick by, and they hold out till half-time. Hunt with a teasing cross, and Duncan did well to come out. Only as far as Kemp, who's already scored 1 goal from outside the area from a similar situation. Quite make the contact that time. And it's real cleared. It wasn't the most convincing of punches from Duncan, but he did well to get there, and a big dogger Brown who's looming dangerously. Here's Hunt, who's been really central to everything good South have done. They've really, really focused down this left-hand side in this half. Made a lot more. If they had the heat maps, there'd be a lot more down the left map than there would be down the right. As he looks to pick Hunt out again, and misjudged by Galante, and I think Hunt maybe just assumed that it was going to be cut out. Now, when it slipped through and get it off the pitch there, he wasn't quite in position, but looming large again as the Lions pinned back a little bit here. And I've got to say, the breeze is really starting to pick up, and it is favouring South. Jai David, what can he do here? He's got defenders all around him and very little in support there. He's always fighting an uphill battle with that one, and South Hobart will take over. Back to the experienced custodian in goals there. Big Muncour, and he's Quayle. Nice Hunt. Man, flicking it on. That's a good ball for Hamlet. He's got 4 men to beat. That doesn't stop him. He says, I'll try. And he wins their 10th corner of the day, I think that is. They really are mousing up here. I don't know what the record is in Victory League, but they're fairly on pace for that, I'd say, at the moment. Fair chance it is held by South Hobart. As they've changed corner takers. There's going to be Walker here. And fair enough, Rexy. You've had enough chances. You've had 9 cracks. It's about time you gave someone else a go. So what can Alex Walker do here? He's been a bit subdued in this half for a player of his quality. I'd like to see him on the ball a bit more. And he plays a very deep cross for Man. And it's out last off of him. He doesn't agree, but that brings to an end a cracking half of football here at Darcy Street. The Lions will be happy to go win 1-1. They probably had the better of the first 20 minutes or so. They really came out of the blocks. South Hobart were able to respond, and really last 15 minutes of the half they were well on top, but still this game could go either way. A real cracking contest as we have a look at some of the highlights here. That cruel deflection off of Lewis, he just had his foot angled the wrong way, and wrong footing the keeper. Jack Turner celebrating like he smacked it in top corner from that far. To be fair, if you take the lead away 1-0, you can celebrate however the hell you like. Not enough celebrating for my liking in this league at times, so credit to him. But the response came in spectacular fashion from Kobe Kemp. A beautiful touch to control it. Gets around the defender and just launches it for the corner. It was a heat-seeking missile for that corner from Kemp. And he tied it up at 1-1. And from then on, it was a really good contest. Kingborough had some good chances, but as the game wore on, South's quality started to just come to the fore. They've had 10 corners, they've had no shortage of chances in this game, but a really enjoyable contest, 1-1, and it's really set up for a good second half here, Damien.
Absolutely. You've got to give a lot of credit to Kingborough Lions and what they've dished up today. They've been really good. They've taken the game to South Hobart, and it's been played at quite some pace, and they've been really, really good, Kingborough. I think Jack Turner in midfield has been probably the standout for mine in that opening half. He's been really good, hustled and bustled and just got himself around it. Been involved in a lot of stuff. And I think for South Hobart, undoubtedly my standout is probably Rexy Hunt. I think to be honest, there's maybe even a over focus on him because he is producing a lot for them, but they're not getting enough from Man, Hamlet and Walter for me in that first half, and they've got a lift in the second half, and if they do, I think South Hobart might just have too much firepower for Kingborough. But I tell you what, Kingborough on the first half performance, you've got to say very good value for 1-1, and maybe even have a fair argument to have a lead at halftime. They've been good and probably had more of the brighter moments and opportunities on goal. Lewis Liddell and Dean Watkins both look very dangerous, and I like Joel David's game in holding it up and just really providing a physical presence in the front third.
Yeah, very impressed with Joel David's form. He's done everything his coach would have wanted from him, I think. He's played as the target man. It's not an easy task when you've got centre-backs of the ilk of Ludford and Dogger Brown just shadowing you everywhere, but he's played a really strong game. He's battled away manfully and has brought others into the game. A cracking contest, and just as the game wore on, I just felt Souths were just starting to get into it. Half-time probably came at the wrong time as far as they were concerned. They're having their best period of the game. I think the Lions will be quite happy to go into the break and just reassess things at the moment. As we'll have a look at the highlights here, we'll be back shortly. It's 1-1 here at Darcy Street. A cracking game of football coming at you from Slice of Cheese.
I think maybe Ash Wilkes, stream extraordinaire, is going to actually run us through some of the best goals of the opening 5 rounds as well. So enjoy this one, and we'll be back to you with what should be a pulsating second half here at Darcy Street.
For Ethan Engels, who touched.
Effortless breaks here from Whitehall. Oh, what a save by Pearce. McEwen reacts, and McEwen scores. It was a great save from Pearce, but but McEwen pounces, and that will be the ball game, you'd think. 2-0, and very unlucky on Pearson. He made a fine save, but they broke down the right. Whitehill played a
defeated a combined Clarence Granalti team 7 goals to 0, and then we had 2 under 20 matches. South Hobart Red defeated Olympia Warriors 1 goal to 0, and just prior to this match, South Hobart Blue were defeated 4 goals to 0 by Kingborough. We'd like to acknowledge our sponsors, major sponsors, Hill Street Grocer, West Point Hotel.
Oh, and it's a goal for Rangers. Shalda Anderson.
Also, Kingborough Glazing, Cycle School, Hour of Fruit and Veg, and
The Lego Man.
as well as Stornoway, all wonderful supporters and sponsors.
And it's a goal.
It's an own goal.
Own goal. Harrison.
Harrison, the first time he's put a foot wrong all game, and he chips his own goalkeeper with it.
That is a massive goal.
So we're back here for the second half from Darcy Street. 1-1 at this point in time. The goals coming through Jack Turner in the 6th minute and Kobe Kemp with a real scorcher in the 13th. So it's 1-1. Now South Hobart running towards what I call the Darcy Street-ish end, and up the other end of the houses in the background. That's where Kingborough will be running towards, hoping to score some goals in this second half and take an unlikely result away from Darcy Street. We have kickoff. Turner on the ball, propels forward, it bounces away, and straight away Mark Moncur picks it up, tosses out for Brown. Looks like neither team has made any changes. Drewster, I'll get you to keep an eye on that as Moncur pumps forward looking for Hunt. Galante wins in the air and it's out for a throw-in.
Yeah, looks like both teams maintaining the same lineups from the first half. Will be fair enough. The Lions certainly won't be making any changes, and you felt that South Hobart just starting to click into gear late, as he's the man who was involved in everything in that first half, Louis Commander Hunt, but he's outnumbered here, and Kingborough will just launch it long for David, flicking on to no one in particular, and Brown will just sit back, and both his options were well covered, so sends it all back to the keeper, and they'll try from the last line here as the big monkey just goes back to Brown. Just casually passing it around the back line here, South. Oh, look at that turn from Lewis. He's lost the ball eventually though, but stylish stuff from him there, and goes out of play. South Hobart ball. Bit of confidence perhaps from Lewis there after his passes in the first half. He's bringing out the party tricks here in the last line of defence. Certainly not short of confidence there, the lad, but it's what we like to see. There's Brown pinned back very deep by David. That one's gone. Well, somehow stayed in. Thought that was going to be a lost ball, but Lewis will take the throw very deep in defence. So some good pressing here from the Lions, forcing them back. And Lewis steals a good 5 yards there, as any player should do, and does it well as Kemp turns the ball over. And here's Vidal as he takes a deflected cross, and it's going to go out of play for a corner. So the Lions have just capitalised on a sluggish South Hobart to start this half. Really, not really had a lot of energy out there that I've seen. And it's the Lions with the first chance here of the second stanza. What can they do? They'll whip this one in. It's a good ball into a dangerous area. The big monkey got a hand to it. They've overrun that one. It might be coming straight back at them. The edge just up forward there, still from the corner. And this could get dangerous. You can't dwell on the ball there. Here's Hamlet. He's got man in support. He goes himself, and that was the wrong option. Selfish option. And gets a rather filthy glare there from man, and rightfully so. Just slide the ball through to him, and he's got to tap it.
I'm as big a fan as the Hammer Time as anyone. That was shocking. Look there. You've got the greatest goal scorer in the state, just free as a bird in the middle, and ignore it and obviously go himself. And to be honest, it didn't even look like threatening. That's a shocker. And if I was Ken Morton, I'd assume some stern words would be going Hamlet's way. And it looks like they've got Undy warming up. I don't know whether that means curtains for Hamlet, but it's been not his best afternoon, and certainly that moment should have been a goal. The throwing comes in, Galante wins the ball, plays forward, looking for David, and Ludford will pick this one up in defence and just guide it back to the monkey. Ball's off his boot, lets in David. He almost chases him down very panically in the end. Monkey helps it out, but good pressure coming from David. Yeah, Undy warming up. I think we might see change for South Hobart sooner rather than later. That was, it was a shocking moment on two ends. I think Dean Watkins got way too over-ambitious, his last man, just trying to take on a couple. We know he's a flamboyant player, but probably not the right area to do it. And then Hamlet just definitely should have dished inside to man. But one got away with it, and the other maybe not so. As Quayle throws down the line, Galante helps it into the centre. It pings forward off the head of Kemp, I believe, and Duncan picks it up, fakes man out of the big Dunkaroo, propels forward beyond halfway, and it's off the head of Quayle and out for a Kingborough throw. Galante down the line he goes, looking for Cohen. It's won away by Quayle and out for another throw, so he's had plenty of throwing practice. Down the line it goes, and Quayle again sees it out. Been pretty defiant at left full back is Liam Quayle. Slender frame, but he doesn't shirk the issue. He definitely goes in hard for a young fella, young up-and-comer. Dale here looks to unleash a long throw. Into the box it goes, off the head of Brown. Rogers picks it up just before it reaches the line. Hedge wins it in the air away from Hamlet. It's out for a South Hobart throw-in. They're just looking to maybe lift the tempo here at Darcy Street. As you said, Drewster, a bit of a sluggish start to this second half. 1-1 still. Comes through, somehow finds his way by Dale, and Hunt gives to man. He drops inside for Rogers. In the end, maybe luckily for Lions, they see it out through Turner. Comes for Vidal, he backtracks. Plays forward for Cohen. Off his big barrel chest, and Quayle tries to get over the top of him. He just stands there and says, "What are you doing, young man?" And then just knocks it out, looking for the runner Galante, and the line beats everyone. It's out for a South Hobart throw. Quayle on the ball now. It was like a feather had just brushed the shoulders of Cohen. He did not move an inch.
It's a bit like, an elephant there, and one of the little birds just sits on the shoulder, and they could not care less. So that was his reaction. What are you going to do? You're half my height. Certainly no shortage of effort there, as in behind is the dangerous Watkins. He's got Ludford for company. He cuts inside with that left foot. He was pretty well covered in the end. Coming together there, and the foul adjudged to go in John David's favour. We'll have a look at the replay there as we have a look at this. Rogers letting him get away from him. And yeah, I think that's fair enough, absolutely. It was an unnecessary foul, really. He didn't need to do that. But now gives a prime opportunity here for the Lions. A dangerous area. Who they got? They're going to whip it in. You'd probably favour Watkins. He's the most likely to hit it. He's got a bit of a committee over it, as is often the case. So Cowan and Watkins, the two, standing over it. Cowan looks the more likely to take it at this stage. 4 in the wall. Big Monkey set it up. Big moment here early in the second half. And it is going to be Cowan who's curling in! What a hit that is! A super hit from Cowan. He found the top corner. We saw Kemp do it earlier, and he says, "You can do that, I can do it too, son." And he's put a top corner. The Monkey was always scrambling. He was never getting to that one. That's a beautiful hit from even further out. So he's one-upped him there. There's the goal of the game. That is just beautiful technique. And the big fella was never getting to that. Nestles into the corner of the net. 2-1 Lions. They've shown plenty of bite today. And South, boy, do they have an uphill battle now. 2-1 Kingborough. And the home side in some real trouble here. And we've got a substitute being made here. It's Cam Rogers off. And who have we got coming on here? Hugh Undy coming on. So Rogers coming off. Hamlet surviving the chop for now. But given they're chasing goals, I suppose, understandable decision. What can he do here? He's played the ball through looking for man, but couldn't find him. And Kingborough now with a 2-1 lead. And looking to increase it as they charge forward again. They've been good value for their lead. They've come out of this half, the better side. And that moment, an attack there where Hamlet and Mann had the 2-on-1. Will that really come back to haunt them, you wonder? So it really should have been 2-1 South Hobart. That was as good a chance as you get. And a free kick from 25 yards is netted in some style at the other end. This game's all about taking your chances. Hamlet has a good touch in here. He brought it down beautifully, but the Stork expertly defended. The danger not away with yet, but how was that from the big Stork? Cuthbertson, and they might be in again here, but Quayle's just in ahead of the goal scorer Cowan. Turner's throwing the elbow to the face here, and he's straight off. I'm not sure it was intentional, but the elbow's gone straight into the face, and Turner has been shown straight red here. We'll have a look at the replay. Well, it's all happening at Darcy Street, and all the brawl just about. They weren't happy with that. I'm not sure Turner meant it. He definitely collected him quite hard. Yeah, that's poor from Turner. And there's some more afters here. The South players are not happy with that. Lewis playing peacemaker and getting a few players away there. Wow, so a slice of tomato to the man who'd probably been the best player in the park, Jack Turner, and still down there, the South player. But a rush of blood there, you'd have to say, Damien. It was unnecessary. It was poorly timed, and you can't go throwing elbows like that. They've got a 2-1 lead, but they're now down a man.
I think everyone was sort of at fever pitch there for a moment. I don't think it was intentionally with malice to hurt, but it was a clumsy effort, and you can't just throw your arms around that way. Deserve a slice of tomato. He's off, and luckily he hasn't done too much damage to Kobe Kemp, who's reclaimed his spot on the pitch. But the issue for Kingborough now is they're without their real midfield general, and South Hobart could easily take advantage of it. But I tell you what, tempers were flaring there for a moment, and you might think an incident like that might just fire up South Hobart as well, as Quayle delivers down the left-hand side. Mann does well to keep it in from the byline, cuts it across as Hamlet, who tries to head from close range, comes to Walter, and he has his strike saved very, very well by Duncan. Forced a good save from the Dunkaroo, and he tips it wide. All happening here at Darcy Street.
There's a great effort from Walter and an even better effort in goals. And you're damn right there, Damien. That might just have fired up this south side. They were quite sluggish at the start of this half. They're down 2-1. You're wondering, where is the fire going to come from? Well, the sending off might just prove the catalyst, as Kemp, who was the recipient of that elbow, that was a poor clearing attempt. On to the second attempt in handball, and a set piece opportunity, and it's the Lions now under siege, and a 10-man Lions outfit against South. It's an uphill task to hold out. They've got to do it without probably the man best suited to this type of scenario, Turner. you'd be a lot more confident in them holding out if you had Jack Turner protecting the back four. As it is, a tough ask now, 2-1. But they've got 35 minutes here at South Hobart to work the man advantage, and they've started brightly ever since the Lions went down to 10. Who's going to hit this? Is it going to be Man or the wing commander? Hunt. And it's going to be Hunt, and he plays this one in, and well read by Duncan, who's going to be a busy lad for the rest of the afternoon, you think, as Man comes flying in. I tell you what, there is some real life in this game now. We said it was a bit of a tepid opening, really. A bit of a sluggish start. There is fire out there as Man left a bit in on the player there. Got the ball first, though, as certainly tempers flaring here at Darcy Street. As Ludford looks to settle it down, he'll go all the way back to Encore as we've just really calmed down for the first moment here since that red card. It's gone a little bit quiet at Darcy Street. But South will look to dial up the pressure. They've got the man advantage, and they know they need a win here. They're 6 points behind Olympia. They don't want that gap to be 6 or 5. They want to cut it to 3 today. As here comes South's long throw in. It might fall here to the young man Quayle. He heads it back into the centre, and it falls for Hunt. Hamlet working hard, just overhit the ball for Man, I think, but he gets there and cuts it back. I'm not sure how Man was onside, but play on anyway. And here is Cohen, but it's well read there by Dale getting back, and he is going to almost be playing as the third centre back you feel now, Dale. He's going to have to cover for the loss of Turner with 10 men and a lead. I wouldn't expect too much adventurous play from the Lions for the rest of this half.
Yeah, tell you what, it's just kicked up a notch here at Darcy Street. I might get an update from the NTCA in a second. Of course, Rangers up against Glenorchy Knights there. I think it's 38 gone, still 0-all, so Rangers wouldn't be happy with that. But Kingborough Lions in the lead here, but you got to say the loss of Turner could prove to be a costly one. The replay, we've probably got to say, it didn't look like a high elbow so much, but geez, he took his arms were all over the place. It was a clumsy old challenge. He came in very, very late, and I think most people would see that and class that as a red card. Quayle with a free kick now. He looked to whip in from range. The crowd finding their voice on both sides of the ledger. Ludford over it. Play short for Hunt. He gives back for Ludford. Back in the bullseye it goes to find Brown. Oh, he's miscued the ball. He's gives it straight to Watkins. Watkins will look to race away. He's got David inside. In the end, Brown does well to get a boot in, but they're still on here, Kingborough, with Watkins on the ball. Whips it into the box looking for David. Undy back to help out. Finds Lewis, who's been pretty good down there, to Walter, and they'll look to catch him on a break here. South Hobart nudges it along, does Hamlet, finds Man. Man looks to return the favour, and it's slid away from Palmer and out for the throw in. I think people are still coming to terms with the amount of fire that was in that short exchange. Red card from Turner, but there was plenty going on. I'm surprised further cards weren't shown. It's a foul on Hamlet, and maybe South Hobart can square the ledger from this opportunity. Deep on the right, as we'll see it again. Comes in, and the big Stork will just cleans him up with the leg out. Not much in that, but a foul nonetheless. I think the big Stork's been one of the standouts, so I would have said Turner was probably best on, but tough to get that when you sent off in the 55th minute. Hunt on the ball now, delivers in, and it's collected by Duncan very easily, maybe too easy for South Hobart. Out for Watkins now, he'll look to use his leg speed. He's up against a worthy adversary in Hunt. He wins away, finds Walter. Oh, sells some candy, comes inside, drops it off, looking for Man. A foot in from Galante, certainly a timely one. In the end, Duncan picks it up. Tell you what, Duncan's been pretty rock solid back there. And Galante a timely chance. We'll see this again. Walter blistering run, and pretty decent ball, but Galante just wise to the situation, nudges it enough to find Duncan. And we're back with Lewis now in live action. He gives the ball back to his opposing central defender in the big stalk. Finds Hedge. He just rockets it long. Find Watkins. He plays Dale. Dale gets it, and he really has to grow legs for him in his second half and have a big influence without Turner out there. And Cohen, in the end, probably goes the wrong option, tries to squeeze the ball out on the right channel, looking for the run of Vidal, and it trickles out of play and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, just would have liked to see him slide one in the box there, Jai David. Maybe he wasn't quite in position for it, but in the end, didn't matter, he overhit the ball anyway. Promising sign for South moments ago was Walter getting on the ball. He's a man who needs to see more of it. He's a key figure for this South side. If he can make a few more runs like that, he'll be a far more dangerous threat, and that's the right idea, but he's just overhit it. It was a good run from Lewis surging forward there, but man, unable to pick him out. They were flowing forward in numbers there, South Hobart, if he did pick him out. But as it has been for a lot of the day, just a little bit off South Hobart. Not quite clicked. A lot of almost moments as Lewis battles there with Watkins and Jai David getting in, but Dogger Brown will be the man to take the ball. He'll just launch it all the way back to Moncourt. He has got all day to pick out a pass. He goes to his captain, Ludford. In the wrong area of the ground as far as South Hobart are concerned. They need to get this ball moving. 63 minutes gone, 2-1 to Kingborough Lions as he searches for Hamlet. It's a good ball from Hamlet, and man, just couldn't quite bring it under his spell there. Better from Hamlet though. Good run, and that is a fierce coming together there. They're still down. Wow, neither player giving an inch. That is just commitment. They're both down, and I think when the play goes out, we're going to have a stoppage here. And finally they call stoppage, and Vidal coming together there with young Quayle. That is just two players, full sprint, running out at the same time. I tell you what, this time last week we had Mayweather and Pacquiao. These two showed more fighting than either of those did in that old boxing bout. In the end, well, I think there's not a lot he can do there, Vidal. He can't magically disappear. He braced for impact. I don't think that's really a foul. I think the ref was right to say play on, but real good coming together. I hope for Quayle's sake he's all right, because he has not moved a lot there. Vidal's up now, but what a fierce coming together that was. As John David going to be subbed off here, I think, and that might be a signal that the Lions are just ready to set up shop here. They've got their lead. They've got 25 minutes to play. A good shift from David. I thought he played really well today. He worked his socks off up top. Did a lot of the hard work. It often goes unnoticed and unrewarded. He won't get on the score sheet today, but a good game from the centre forward. And this stoppage will just probably play in the Lions' hands a little bit, I think. As South look to regroup, try and find something, and still plenty of fire in this contest, though, mate.
It looks like Vidal's certainly okay to go on. Liam Quayle might have to come off, but I tell you what, just love that. Both players were just not going to give an inch, and they went so hard at it. They cluttered into each other, and the result was they were both down for the count, but luckily it looks like both are okay and should be able to resume. South give the ball back to Kingborough, and they can just settle a little. We're into the 66th minute now. Kingborough hold a lead over the reigning champs. Can they hold on? Down to 10 men. Out to Galante. Galante through for Vidal. He tries to pick out the substitute, Will Davis, who's slotted into midfield. So they're playing one less up top. They'll be asking a bit of the likes of Watkins and Vidal to keep having an impact. As it's delivered in by Hunt. It's a stellar curling cross. Just eludes man whose run came maybe a fraction too late. In the end, Duncan watched it out. South Hobart pressing on here. Undy having an impact off the bench. Plays for Lewis to try and craft a masterful ball, and that's certainly what it was. It came off man, but yet again, Kingborogh's defence rises to the occasion. But I tell you what, Lewis causing some headaches with those long direct balls. Picking out man on that occasion, not enough venom on the header. And well done at the back from Kingborough. As Ludford has it in defence. Watkins looks to race him down. Comes to Quayle and Vidal. Vidal tries a sliding effort. Galante comes in, spills to Hunt. The boot in from the substitute Davis. Gets it away from Hunt, but it falls to the goal scorer in Kemp. And he sprays a wild shot well wide and out to the right. Kingborough just look like they're up for the challenge here. They're you can see the players are really switched on. They're not stepping away from it. And I think the move of Will Davis into midfield is going to see a lot asked of Dean Watkins up top. He's going to have to do a power of running, and he's probably the right man to do it.
Yeah, right call. I think they needed that extra body back there. The 2-1 lead to protect. Fair enough, although it's spilled here and a good chance for South. Undy played him, man, and his touch just eluded him. I thought Undy had played him in there and it was moving very dangerous, but the Lions repelled them again. I think we're going to see a lot of this in the next 20 minutes. It's going to be camp down this end as, well, almost camp. I think everyone was expecting him to just launch the shot after his earlier effort, but here's Lewis again. He's been great in an attacking sense today. He skips around one, but Watkins was there to cover. I have enjoyed Lewis's game at right back. He's got himself forward. He's made a real impact. Played a number of teasing balls into that area. And unfortunately for South, they've just not had anyone able to get on the end of it. We're about to see a substitution. I think it looks like Vidal is coming off. And Scutt coming on. And good to see Quayle and Vidal. Quayle getting across to him there, giving him the pat on the shirt. No hard feelings. And they both knew it was just a good, honest contest, despite the heat that was in it. So no hard feelings between those two. As we see Hamlet turning nicely. He's done well to get round Palmer. He can't get past the big stalk, however. And he's done very well there because he's won the ball for the Lions.
Substitution for Kingborough Lions, number 11, Joel Scutt, replacing number 8, Lewis Vidal.
So some fresh legs there and Scutt on for Vidal. Probably a good option. They're going to need the fresh legs to hold out here as it's played into the area. He's Undy. He bounces around in there. They can't deal with it. And Undy brings it under his spell. It's off the post. What a goal that is from Undy. Another Ken Morton masterstroke. He's tied things up at 2-all with substitute. Well, the Lions, they've battled bravely, but down to 10 men. They've really felt the pressure in the last 10 minutes, and this was just bouncing around. He did just a marvellous job there, is to bring it under control, set it up for himself, and volley it off the post. The technique he showed there, outstanding. 2-all, and can South now go on and take all 3 points?
I think you'd almost have them favourites to do so now. Kingborough Lions under all sorts of trouble, and we see that here as Mann picks it up. Dale does well to battle back. Wins the ball, gets by, nudges it Cohen's way. He can't trap it down off the chest. A superb game of football here, Drewster. Quayle throws down the line, and it's off Hunt and out for a throw-in.
I'll tell you what, the Kingborough fans here are quite vocal at the moment, and to say they are not pleased would be putting it mildly. That throw in there, and still the abuse comes, but a throw in. But anyway, play on. South Hobart here as Ludford plays it forward. They are sensing a real chance to take all 3 points now. They've got the extra man, they've got momentum, and they've got the wing commander on the ball. He lays it back, just passing it about. It's amazing what a goal can do for confidence. They're suddenly just knocking it about the pitch. A lot more authority in their play as Walter is worked off it by Davis. Physical play there, that's why they brought him on, to chop out that sort of stuff, and perhaps a chance on the counter-attack here. Here's Palmer. Scoot moving for him. Ludford reading that as he looked to pick out Watkins, and never getting past the captain Ludford there as Walter brings Lewis into the play again, and he has been playing dangerous balls all day. That, however, is not one of them, and it will roll harmlessly over the line for a goal kick.
Update from up at the NTCA. Half-time, Northern Rangers lead 1-0. So a goal from Yitte Towns has put them ahead up against Glenorchy Knights. There's a header at the far post. Rangers, all sorts of injuries up there at the NTCA, so they've got probably half their first team out there, so they'd be pretty happy with a 1-0 lead at the half. Moncur picks up on the edge of his box finds his skipper. We're into the 72nd minute here, and you'd probably think there's more twists in this tale to come. Played short for Lewis, back for Brown. Takes a few touches, looks inside. Plays forward, Hamlet gets a head on it, but then Hedge gets involved. He's clattered into by Hamlet. Want to be careful. Definite foul as Stork finds Palmer. Comes to Scutt, the substitute. Dale has been one of the standouts for mine. Goes through for Cohen. He's probably interfered with it from Quayle, but Porter waves on. Comes out for Hunt. Beyond halfway he goes. Nudges it down the line. And it's a heavy challenge coming from Cohen on Quayle. I'll tell you what, there's some spice in this game as it comes to Walter in the middle. Can he do some nice little tricks? Drops it off for Hamlet. Here's his pass blocked, and it's out now for Brown. Kingborough defending in numbers. He threads it through. Oh, to Kemp, and almost looked like Hedge was just going to nod one home for the opposing team. In the end, Galante watches it out. It was out off him last, and it'll be a man throw. Finds the goal scorer, Undy. He's had a real impact since coming on. Zips along to the byline. Plays in, and it's off Dale and out for a corner. Undy pleading for a penalty from a handball, and I think it would have been ball to hand at most. Even if it did collect his hand, there was nothing in that one. Another corner for South Hobart. They're ticking along. Walter whips it in. Duncan comes out and collects in a pack. Brown's in a bit of trouble, and Duncan just throws it out, tosses it in mean fashion. But Brown looked in a bit of trouble. He did throw his body around, as we'll see this. There was nothing in it. Duncan just out and strong and jukes it. And then Brown just went, and flipped it in. That would have taken the wind out of the sails. He should be right, though. He's a real leader for the South Hobart. It's Duncan. Throws out to the left. Finds Palmer. Deville Parmigiana. Just dinks along. It's out in front of Scutt. He's got Watkins inside if he wants him. In the end, he just cuts back to no one in particular. It's helped clear by Ludford. Palmer on the ball now. Nudges along. Finds Davis. Davis to Galante. Doesn't look real keen to get moving. He does well. Nudges it out on the right and calls for Davis to run onto it. He does so and then earns his side a corner.
So the Lions rallying here. You expect nothing less. They've been up for this contest all day. They're not going to go away quietly 2-2. They still believe they can win this game, despite being down to 10 men. Here's Watkins to take the corner. Still keeping plenty of men back though. 4 to aim for in the box, and he's picked out one of them. Storming out of there, I think it was Hedge. He's gone flying at the ball. He made good contact with it, but just wide of the post. Yeah, great contact there. Got himself in a fantastic position. That's not far away. A warning shot across the bows of South Hobart there. Just because they're a man down, Kingborough, doesn't mean that their attacking threat is gone, as Walto's really improved in the second half. That is a delightful ball. And what about the first touch from Mann? And then some great keeping from a man who's been a tower of strength today, Duncan. And he makes the save, but how was the ball from Walter and the touch there from Mann? It was a beautiful play. And almost brought them undone, if not for another good piece of keeping from Duncan, who has not put a foot wrong today. So, Ludford on the ball. Quayle. Here's Mann and his first touch again. He got Velcro on his boots. It's outstanding. Goes down, gets back up and switches into the middle to Walter. He's got space. Dale for company. He just dances around a couple of them. He'll sell his fullback Quayle a little bit short there, and Davis in a real physical presence since he's come on, just playing the enforcer role that Turner's absence has left. Here's Kemp. Scored a cracking goal early and wins the throw-in for his side here. South just pressing here, searching for the winner. 15 minutes to go here at Darcy Street. And a fiery contest from start to finish. flicked in nicely by Hamlet, but couldn't find anyone. And how about the pace there of Quayle, and that will incense the Lions fans right in front of them here. As we have a look at the replay, and he did go down pretty easily there, Quayle, and not particularly pleased. Yeah, I'm not sure that was the right decision. It has provided them with a set piece in a very dangerous area. I'll tell you what, if they score here, just wait for the reaction from the Lions fans. They might invade the pitch. There's Hunt, whips one in. It's just not well cleared. It's bobbling around in there. They need to clear it. They don't. It's bobbling around like a ping pong ball, and eventually they'll clear. It'll fall for Schutt. But the substitute Undy is there first, and he's been really good since he's come on Undy. He's made a real impact. To be honest, in the time that he's been on the pitch, he's been the best man out there. As it's just hoof clear by any means necessary, South Hobart to take over.
Undy was, I guess, a mainstay in their side last year, and he's coming back from injury, but you just see his class and his talent on show in this second half, and I think he's had a real impact since coming on for South Hobart. I think I'll just drip feed him into the contest, because I think as the season ticks on, he'll be really key, and Kingborough fans are up this time in applause. A bit of a Bronx cheer. Kingborough will just steady a little bit. We're into the 79th, so not too long to go. It's been a fiery encounter. Oh, the AV sound here is absolutely killing us. It's just come through from Scott off his head. Dropped off from Dale to Davis. Comes to Palmer. Palmer along for Cohen. Bobbles off his boot. We're copping some flack for some awful AV efforts here, but it's got very little to do with us. And South Hobart makes a substitution with Hamlet coming off and Alfred Hefts, the Cluedo character, coming on. So Hamlet off. He's an interesting afternoon. Probably not his best clash. Down the line it comes off the boot of Walter. He does well in the air. Heads at South Hobart's way, and he's off Galante and into the hand of Hunt. And Kingborough can just cool their jets and get something building. And Hedge might take this one in the finish. Plays forward, looking for Watkins. It's won by Walter. Into the middle for Undy. He switches up, finds Quayle. Beyond halfway it goes. Picks out Man. Man kicks it off Galante and almost out of play. It's retrieved in the finish by Kingborough through Cohen. He plays down the right channel. It's picked up and Undy gives and looks to go. Finds Kemp and races out on the far side. Picks it back up. He's running away, Undy. Threads it through, looking for Hess. It's won well by Hedge. And Davis looks to turn with it, and he's bundled over by the substitute Undy. And it's another foul against South Hobart and a free kick for Kingborough Lions as we tick into the final 10 minutes of this contest.
Cleverly done there by Davis. Knew exactly what he was doing. He jinked inside, drew the contact, and he can eat off a bit more of the clock for the Lions. They'll certainly keep going for the win, but I think they'll be quite content with a 2-2 draw, as the big monkey had to be alert there. Watkins was looming. I'll tell you what, just Damien copping a bit of a spray there for a few members of the crowd earlier for something he had nothing to do with. Very upset gentleman here. Not happy with some rather dodgy PA stuff going on here, but you can tell Ash is not in charge of that, because it is just running smoothly on our end, as it always is. We've got the best in the business with us. You would not see such rank amateurism as trying to steal a few yards there and tell him to go back. Caudle has been on top of that today. And certainly the crowd just letting him know whenever a player's just stealing a few too many. I think you're allowed to steal probably 3 to 5 yards. If you go over that, then you're in trouble. One of those unwritten rules, I think. Anyway, South Hobart looking to find the winner here. 82 minutes tick by. 2-all the score. Searching ball for Mann. Here he is. He cuts inside onto that right foot and drills it past the keeper for a spectacular goal. 3-2 South Hobart, and you'll struggle to see a better goal than that. Outstanding work from Mann in the box. He turned onto his right foot. Just look at this. We've got it coming. He's got men around him. Just jinks it outside and then blasts it. Well, beats him at his near post. Thumping hit from Mann, and that is why he is the most feared striker in the competition, because he only needs half a yard of space in the box, and he can do just that. And for the Lions, heartbreak here. It's a game they've looked the goods to get something out of. But South Hobart, the 10 men, the extra man has certainly been telling here. 3-2 Souths, and not long left for the Lions to respond.
I think that's the end for the Lions, unfortunately. You just sensed that extra man was eventually going to hurt Kingborough. As it comes from Hunt, he steals from Galante. He'll look to race inside the box, plays it in. It's blocked by Hedge. Still alive for South Hobart through Walter. Looks out on the left. And then Hedge comes across to see it out. But I don't know that Kingborough have that final killer punch in them to get another goal. They've definitely been very, very good value in this contest, and to be honest, if this is a preview for the Lacquer Seljet Cup final, we've got a beauty on our hands. And you think they'll have Turner back in the mix by then, because there's 2 games before that, so he'll serve his suspension and be ripe and ready to go by then. It's Galante with a throw in. Down the line, off the head of Cohen, into the middle. It's cut off by Kemp. Davis nudges along, finds Dale. Dale helps it further to Palmer. And there's no point sitting back for Kingborough. In the end, it's seen out. I think Kingborough would be somewhat relieved at the same time as being somewhat worried, because Kingborough have definitely been in this contest and for large parts have had the lion's share of things. As it comes to Quayle, he rips one out, maybe off the arm of Cuthbertson. Hordle disagrees, plays forward, finds Scutt. He picks out Watkins. Watkins looks inside, got a few to beat, threads the needle but can't find Scutt. Ludford gets it and goes. Whacks it forward down the right hand side, looking for his spearhead striker, Braden Mann, to run onto it. Just picks it up and just treads water for a while. Goes back for Hess. And inboard for Undy, who's been superb since coming on. Now for Quayle. He tries ambitiously to pick Duncan off, and he's not far off sending that one over the line. Cheeky little effort, but not a bad one in the finish. And Duncan doesn't do much for Kingborough. He just wraps the boot around it and gives it straight back to his opposing gloveman, who rolls it out for his skipper in Hugh Ludford.
So 85 minutes of tick by here at Darcy Street. South Hobart have survived the scare here to lead 3-2. Can they finish the job? They've been made to earn it. The Jack Turner red card, absolutely the turning point in this match. To that point, the Lions were looking the goods, you'd have to say, as Hunter, who's been very good today. He's drifted out of it a little bit, although you've got to say it's largely been because they've shared the load a lot more in the second half. Hunt, he might be able to work some magic here. Here he is. He's been very good, and with the lead in hand, he'll just knock it back. He's Undy on the ball. Lays it back, and South Hobart just content to take their time here. There's no pressure on them. They've got the lead now as the offside flag comes up, and the Lions will take back over. But as I was saying, Hunt has been very good today. He's busier in the first half for sure, but the second half we've seen the likes of Mann, we've seen Walter, Undy when he's come on. They've shared the attacking load and taken a bit of the pressure off Hunt. They were becoming maybe a bit Hunt-centric in that first half. Everything was coming down the left. Been a more balanced approach that's yielded the rewards for Souths. 86.5 minutes gone here. If Kingborough are to get a point, they're going to want to do something now. It's all South Hobart in midfield here, and you've got to say the Lions' legs look very tired. Walter on the ball. That's a glorious ball. Hess, what can he do? He might pick out Manu, tried to emulate Alex Brost from the A-League last night and just flick a little back heel in there. Couldn't quite make the contact though. And repelled as Quayle goes down, and the free kick gives a little bit to the crowd. Good on you, young lad. You have to take that from them.
Love that. Gave him plenty of hope, we say here, yeah. Go on, jog on. Beautiful from Quayle. He's battled well, the left full back. He's been in the wars, but he's battled well. Plays for his skipper, he gives it back to Monkurt. Ludford calling on Quayle to be an option. He looks short of legs somewhat. Whips forward, looking for Hess. Hedge wins it with a header. Palmer should run onto this one. Beats Kemp to it, but he kicks it straight into Kemp, and South Hobart are alive with a chance here. Duncan plays forward. Lewis picks it up. Not that convincingly, and it's out for a South Hobart throw. So we're into the 88th here. Throwing down the line. It's taken away by Palmer. Talking votes, Drewy, if we were given, of course, Walter Pless Media Award and the Sausage Cheese Stubby, 3, 2 and 1. I was talking to Shane Train just off the mic a little bit earlier before I said probably, yeah, Turner at least frame for a couple. I'm not sure how it looks now with that red card, probably ultimately costing Kingborough, as it's Dale who gets off foot in. Hunt continues to hustle and bustle, and here's a player I think probably has to feature. Chris Hunt, he's been pretty damn good. There's a free kick on the edge of the box, and maybe the killer blow coming from South Hobart. Interested to get your thoughts on who you think should feature in the Walter Pless Media Award votes.
Yeah, look, I don't think there's been a real standout. I think it's been quite even on both sides. Obviously, Kingborough in the first half, I liked the game of Turner, but obviously sent off, and it's been the catalyst. I thought the big Stork was very good early on, and the keeper, Duncan. The Souths, well, as you've talked about, Rexy Hunt has been outstanding, and he's certainly going to be one to feature in the votes somewhere along the line. I've loved the game of Man in the second half, and he's really stepped up, and he might just step up again here and whip one in, which is well held by the keeper. Undy, has he played enough of the game to feature in the votes? He's only played half an hour or so, been a very influential half an hour. Matthew Lewis, I think, has had an outstanding game at right back. He's offered them a lot. He's really offered plenty in an attacking sense. So it's going to be a tough one today for the votes. I think you can throw a blanket over a few of them. But Hunt, Man and Lewis will probably be my front runners from South Hobart. But again, it's going to be one that's open to interpretation, I think, because there's been quite a few good performers. And a really even game from South, which is what you want to see. And obviously the Lions, they've had a few good players, and it's just been weight of numbers, that extra man that's won out. I was very impressed with Turner and the big Stork and Hedge. I thought Hedge has had quite a good game as well. Now back. Dale's probably faded out a little, but was good early on. Yes, it's looking unlikely that the Lions will be able to conjure the late minute equaliser. They look out of legs to me. South, by contrast, seem full of running. Amazing what a couple of goals can do. Is Hunt battling away, and the big Stork wasn't fouled, and now here's Undy, he'll slide one through, and Hunt might just cap off 3 votes. So he might have been able to clinch him there, the wing commander, but side netting only. And can't quite put the dagger through the heart of the Lions just yet. They're on their knees, but they've still got some hope. But they're going to want to find something very soon, because we've just ticked past 91 minutes here at Darcy Street. 3-2 the score. It's been a cracking game of football. The Lions opened the scoring. South responded, only for the Lions to hit the lead again. Yeah, big catalyst though was the red card to Turner. And from then on, South have really controlled the game, and their class and that extra man has really won out, and they've found their way to a second and then a third goal. Man, hammering one home. What appears to be the winner at this stage could be the decisive moment in this game. The Lions, yeah, not looking likely, are they? They've not even created half a chance here the last few minutes. There's Hunt on the ball again. Oh, just dancing around players for fun. He's Undy. He's been great. Big Stork dispossessing him. Here we go. Last roll of the dice. Can Watkins get there first? No. He's bundled over there. And Brown getting up in his grill. Just trying to draw a reaction out of him. I don't think either of them are stupid enough to get a pointless card at this point of the game. Moncourt was always getting that ball first as Hess sees it out. A look at the watch from Hordle. Still no whistle. And Hunt is brought down. It was a good recovery from Hedge in the end. I thought he made a bit of a mess of it. And we'll have a look at the replay here. And Hunt, well, I'll tell you what, if it was 2006 World Cup and we put Lucas Gill and Fabio Grosso there, it would have been a penalty. He's on the ground, he's not moved, but Hunt has found the contact. So you can make your mind up over that one. There wasn't too much protest from Hunt. Davis able to get it, and now Hess lays it off. His man, he's been great in this second half. Such a skillful player, and he plays in Walter. He's grown to the game. Shouts for a penalty. Nothing doing, says the ref. Got a bit of the ball, and now he's coming. Here we go. Last roll of the dice, and he's lost his footing. So that's not come to anything. So we have another look at this penalty shout. Pretty sure he got the ball. Yeah, great challenge. Fantastic. Now, I think the shouts were more from the crowd than Walter, in fairness. Don't be deceptive. They're a very vocal bunch. And a bit of a tug of the shirt there, not paid. And paid the advantage, and then does as Hordle. Surely he can't be too far away from drawing this one to a close. We've ticked in the 94th minute. Certainly been plenty of action in the second half, though, so 4 or 5 minutes probably about right. It's looking like South Hobart are going to take the chocolates here today and close the gap at the top of the table to Olympia and Zebras. Put themselves right back in that title conversation. But as you touched on, Damien, if this is a preview for the Lacca Seljuk Cup final, we could be in for a real treat, because these two teams have produced a really cracking 90 minutes of football today. And Kingborough, I think they've got reason to be positive. If they stayed with 11 men, they were going toe-to-toe with them. Unfortunately, sending off just was a bit telling, I think. South may well have found a goal anyway, as it was. It is 3-2 to South Hobart, and a cracking afternoon of football here at Darcy Street. Both sides gave their all. It was physical at times. It threatened to boil over. There were spectacular goals, red cards, plenty of controversy. But at the end of the day, 3 points in the bank for South Hobart. And despite a scare, they'll be very happy with their work this afternoon.
Kingborough Lions will get plenty out of that. No points today, but plenty out of that for the future. And, of course, the Lacca Seljuk Cup to come. South Hobart probably happy to escape with just a scare. There's a cracking clash from start to finish. Plenty in it, as you said, Drewster. And that's a big win for South Hobart in terms of the table. It puts them closer, reels them in closer to ladder leaders Olympia heading into next round. We hope you've enjoyed this live stream and all the action from Darcy Street. We certainly did. We'll join you again with more live stream action at sliceofcheese.net. But for now, that's all from Darcy Street.